Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the World of Juice Hoops channel, and welcome back to another episode of the Las Vegas Flamingos expansion franchise here on NBA 2K24. We finished up year number 3 in the last episode, and we won the championship, as you can see, but it was not without our difficulties. We had to battle through 6 games in the first round with Denver, which was not easy. We had to battle through 7 games with the Hanu in round 2. Then for some reason we go and play the Mesa Dragons in the conference finals and we sweep them, which was super, super weird. And then we go to the finals to play against the Bullets, the Baltimore Bullets. And they take us to 7 games, but we squeeze it out and we win our second championship in 3 years. Pretty impressive. Jokic gets finals MVP, and we move to the offseason, which I have no idea what's going to happen in this offseason. Chris Paul is retired, Kyle Lowry, Kevin Love, Brook Lopez, Steph Curry calls it a career, DeAndre Jordan, Reggie Jackson, Alec Burks, Draymond Green, and Klay Thompson, all of the original Splash Brothers / Draymond Green, all of the big-time Warrior players from those championship dynasty years have all retired the same season. That's kind of crazy, actually. And Seth retires as well. Look at that. Staff retirements, Doc Rivers calls it a career. JB Bickerstaff, amongst others. Hall of Fame inductees is just Chris Paul and Steph Curry. I feel like Klay Thompson makes the Hall of Fame in real life simply because of how good of a shooter he was. He is the second greatest shooter of all time next to Steph Curry, unless you want to count Ray Allen. But I feel like Chris Paul or Klay Thompson in real life does make the Hall of Fame. I don't think Draymond makes the Hall of Fame, but Klay Thompson I do think does. But these are 2 respectable ones. Curry and Paul make the Hall, and I'm assuming their jerseys are retired. Clippers retire Chris Paul's jersey, as you would expect. Kyle Lowry gets his jersey retired in Toronto. Fair enough. And then Draymond, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry all get their jerseys retired in Golden State. Very, very expected, predictable. League meetings, we are going to reject everything, I think. I don't think we need to add anything else to this. Have the trade on occur 1 week sooner. That doesn't make any difference. Automatic points will now be granted on shooting fouls. No free throws, so just abolish the free throws. I don't really want to do that. That could be crazy, but I don't really want to do that. We're not going to decrease the luxury tax threshold by $5 million. We're not going to accept any of these. These are all kind of booty cheeks. And then the draft lottery. Do we have any lottery picks? I don't even think we do. No, we do not. We do not have any lottery picks. I wasn't sure if we did or not. I'm not sure how we are looking in the offseason. I guess I should check. So we currently sit with the 33rd pick thanks to Anchorage. We also have... Do we have any other picks? No, I think that's our only pick this year in the first round is pick number 33. Okay. Do we need to sign any new staff members? I think we're pretty good. We've got Milan Mack, who's coaching us. He's only got 1 year left on his deal. Can I want to extend him. Contract. Milan Mack, he's going to get a 3-year contract extension, and we're going to pay him now, give him a $3 million bonus. So he's going to get paid $10 million for 4 seasons. Big contract extension for him. He deserves it. He's a 2-time head coach, or 2-time NBA champion as a head coach. We'll get to the NBA draft, and then we will figure out what our game plan is here. So this is what our roster looks like. We've got Jokic, we've got Halliburton, we've got Zion, Shaedon Sharpe, Asor Thompson, Jonathan Kuminga, DeAndre Ayton, Grady Dick, Wayne Neely, Dream Lawson, Leonard Miller, Chris Duarte, Frank Ntilikina, Sagana Udo, and that is it. It's a great team. I mean, we won the NBA title. But if you guys remember, last offseason, I tried to make a big push to get Anthony Edwards, and we couldn't do it. That's how we ended up with Shaedon Sharpe and DeAndre Ayton. Now, those 2 guys were very, very good players for us, and they helped us obviously win a championship. But it's not Anthony Edwards. So I guess we have to find out if we can make a move for Anthony Edwards still or not. I'm not sure if we can. If we go over to the Mesa Dragons, what's his contract even look like? I'm not even sure. Edwards has 3 years left on his deal. Tatum has 3. So their core players are going to be around. Tatum and Edwards are going to be around for 3 more seasons. And then Darius Garland and Cade Cunningham got 2 years left. I don't think there's any way I can bring in Anthony Edwards. I think the only way I was going to be able to do it is if I had to give up Halliburton, but I don't want to give up Halliburton. I'd have to give up Sharp, but I can't give him up until I re-sign him because he's restricted. And Thompson is expired, so I can't trade him. So I'd have to probably be Kuminga, but they're not going to accept that. Yeah, they love their championship team. I'd also probably have to give up DeAndre Ayton, but that means that they would bring in too much money because Ayton's contract is pretty massive. So what if I just give up Ayton instead? Then we would be taking on too much money. So the money just doesn't work out for Anthony Edwards right now, so I don't think that's going to be possible. I guess we could see who gets the #1 overall pick. The Boston Celtics are on the clock, and they will take DeAndre Judge, 6'8", small forward from high school. Good for him. Coming right out of high school into the league. Andre James goes next out of Fresno State, the 7-foot center. And the 3rd overall pick is getting traded for Jamal Murray. The Sacramento Kings make a move to get Jonathan Camper, the 6'11" Notre Dame power forward. Okay. Kind of wild. Orlando Magic take Nick Parker out of Duke. Krisimir Zudinaas. I don't know how to say it. From Latvia. Whatever his name is. He's from Latvia, and he got taken. Now the Jazz are trading the pick to the Hornets, and they take Kabasi Ferguson out of high school. So 2 high school players top 10. They must be pretty good. Trey Anthony Hogan out of Illinois goes 7 to the Thunder. The Grizzlies will take Clay Monroe out of George Washington. Hawks take Eddie Obiesi? I think it's Obiesi. I don't know. He goes to the Hawks or whatever it was. Basaki Collison goes to the Kings from California, or from Cal. Tim Mack, Missouri State Center, goes to Chicago. The Trailblazers take Reggie L. Riley, 7-foot center from Stanford. Greg Day goes to the Sixers from Canada. First Canadian player to go. Vladimir Novak from Lithuania headed to the New York Knicks. Going to play in the Garden. LaQuinton Carey, point guard from Memphis, going to the Timberwolves. The Wizards are on the clock. They trade the pick. And they trade the pick for Markelle Fultz. The Warriors, they take Isaiah Pearson. So they trade in Markelle Fultz for a young point guard. I hope it works out for him. Actually, you know what? I don't care if it works out for him because it's not our team. Justin Lara, point guard from Nebraska. Weird to see a Nebraska point guard go. Leonard Strickland from Loyola Chicago, headed to the Spurs. He's also 6'11". They love their big men. Anderson Knight, Wisconsin small forward, going to the Dallas Mavericks. Oklahoma City takes Keon Tucker out of Creighton. The Cavs take Christoph Aradori from Italy. Okay. The Miami Heat take Winston Collins, Colorado State. The Memphis Grizzlies take Radu Kalamuchi from Romania. Sarunas Vujanic from Lithuania. Man, these names are killing me. Sheldon Starks from Georgetown going to the Washington Wizards. Brett Cox from Loyola Marymount headed to the Portland Trailblazers. The Lakers will grab Raymond Fletcher from Samford, not Stanford, Samford. And the Sixers take Vladimir Gurovic from Serbia. Jokic's running mate. The Hornets will take Kyle Rogers from South Carolina. He's a Gamecock. Brandon Moss to Illinois State, or to the Islanders from Illinois State. The Hanu take Rob Watson from North Carolina. And the Bullets take Jack Bowen from Long Beach State. We are now up. At pick number 33, we have the chance to grab somebody here. Do I even want to take this pick? Is there anybody here that even makes sense? There is a guy, Alex Miles, who is Jamal Murray All-Star ceiling. That's very intriguing. Tyler Hero, a couple Tyler Heroes. Evan Mobley. Bonzi Wells. There's another Jamal Murray down there and Jamie Hopkins. Who's that first Jamal Murray? Because he's probably the only guy that I would take. So it is... Who was it again? Alex Miles? Yeah, Alex Miles. He averaged 19 points per game. He's got decent mid-range. He's a point guard, shooting guard, 6'2" out of Providence. Can't really shoot the three that well. Not the greatest playmaker. He's not really even worth it. He's not really even worth it. Deion Swift has A+ three-point shooting and B- perimeter defense. Deion Swift might actually be not too bad. Plus, he's got decent stuff. Okay, I'm going to take Deion Swift here. What was his comp? He's only 19 years old. Tyler Hero. Yeah, I'll take Deion Swift. Deion Swift out of UCLA, headed to Las Vegas. Not that far of a move. And now we can sim to the end because that was our only pick. 85 overall for DeAndre Judge, so he's going to come in the league and immediately tear things up. How good was our player? Pick 33, he's a 74. You know what? That's not as bad as it could have been. So we're going to sign him to a 2-year rookie contract. Team player options, we accept all of these. Declined Luka. Luka's not coming back to Anchorage, it looks like. Or at least that's what it seems. He probably could just re-sign. And we'll offer the extension to Shaedon Sharpe. He probably is going to get an offer in free agency, I would assume. Luka's got 16 offers. The best we can do is $5 million because we have absolutely no money. Kevin Durant is here, Chet Holmgren, but he's restricted. Same with Paolo. And there is Shaedon Sharpe, and he has 13 offers, so we're going to have to match whatever contract he gets. So that's going to be very expensive. He's the only person that we have with bird rights. That is going to be super, super expensive, that contract with Shaedon Sharpe. Right now, our money looks not great. So if we go over to finances and salary cap breakdown, we are paying a lot of money to a lot of good players. Jokic is making a max. Zion's making close to a max. Halliburton making close to a max. Kuminga's making crazy money. And DeAndre Ayton making crazy money. So if we wanted to free up a lot of money, it wouldn't be enough to bring in Luka Doncic. But if we wanted to free up a lot of money, we'd have to move on from these two guys. Because Shaedon Sharpe's going to get paid probably a hefty, hefty contract from whoever's going to offer him that we're going to have to match. So, you know what? Let's just do that first. And here it is. Shaedon Sharpe's prepared to accept an offer from the Warriors. And it's going to be 3 years, $118 million. Yeah, that's quite the money. That is quite the money. So we're going to have to match that so he doesn't go anywhere else. And we'll get out of the moratorium period. And it looks like Luka signed with the Kings, so he leaves Anchorage to go to the Kings. Kevin Durant signs with the Hornets. Obviously, Chet goes back to the Thunder. But Paolo decided to head back to... Wait, was he always here? Yeah, okay, he was always here in Baltimore. So he re-signs with Baltimore on a 4-year deal. De'Aaron Fox heads to the Suns. Trae Young back with the Hanu. Shaedon Sharpe back with us. Franz Wagner going to the Nets. All right, very, very strange here in the third offseason. There's still a couple of good players available. But now that we've paid Shaedon Sharpe that money, that was unnecessary because he's a good player, but he doesn't need to get paid that much. Now he's our 4th highest rated player, our highest paid player. Are we going to need to blow the team up? Probably not because we won 2 out of 3 titles. What do we do with Kuminga and Ayton? Do we just ride it out? Because our bench is not great. Our bench is not great. We've got Grady Dick coming off the bench. We've got Kuminga coming off the bench. So right now our lineup, let's go to our lineup. Can I see it? I probably can't see it, right? But if I go to the front office, so our point guard is Halliburton, our shooting guard is Sharpe, small forward is Thompson, Zion at power forward, and Jokic at center. And then the backups is Dream at point guard, Grady Dick at shooting guard, no small forward, Kuminga at power forward, and DeAndre Ayton at center, with Sagana Udo as the backup at center, Leonard Miller backup power forward, and then Wayne Neely and Deion Swift are shooting guards. I don't really think we have the money. Do we have the money to even offer like a mid-level exception or something? Can I offer Benedict Mathurin? Okay, we can offer a mid-level exception to some small forward. It's just a matter of who that guy is. I am kind of a fan of Hamidou Diallo, but he's not going to want to accept that. It's going to have to be somebody a little bit lower down. Chris Murray's probably not going to accept what we're asking for. Yeah, he doesn't like that at all. Who would accept a mid-level exception at small forward? I mean, we could always move... we could always move that rookie that we just took. We could move him to small forward because he's 6'6", so it wouldn't be like he's out of place. I guess Jay Sean would probably accept a mid-level exception or a minimum contract. No, he even declined it. Jay Sean Tate, former Buckeye, has declined my mid-level exception or my my whatchamacallit, my minimum contract. We can offer one to Halliburton, not Halliburton. to Thibault. That's who I was talking about, Matisse Thibault. So we get him. He comes in to be a defensive beast, hopefully. But I might also move Dion Swift to small forward, because I think he can probably do that. So if we move him to small forward, and then he backs up at shooting guard, I think that might be pretty good. And he's even a higher overall. He's a 76 at shooting guard, or small forward. So I like that. The team is not great on defense, for sure. I will admit that. The team is not great on defense, or on the bench. But I think our offense is good enough to where it won't matter. Our starters are good enough where it won't matter. Will Scottie Pippen Jr. accept a minimum contract from me? He will not. Really, Scotty, you're not going to get paid. You're not going to get even a job if you don't accept that contract. But he didn't want to do it. He did not want to do it. I guess we could try to bring back Frank Ntilikina on a minimum. And he's going to come back. That just gives me a little bit more point guard depth. All right, Ntilikina's back. Dream Lawson's the backup. Halliburton. I like the team as far as the starters. The bench is still a little bit worrying. We'll see how player progression goes. At least Luka's out of Anchorage. That makes me happy. Because Anchorage was one of our biggest rivals. Now that he's gone, might be a little bit easier to beat them. Jokic is a 98 overall. Halliburton 93. Zion goes up to a 93. Sharp is an 87. Thompson 84. I don't like that these two guys aren't growing. It's kind of worrying. Ayton's an 84. 79 for Grady Dick. Same with him. I wish he would grow into an 80 or higher. Wayne Neely gets up to a 78. Dream Lawson, Leonard Miller, Swift, Thibault, Udo, and Ntilikina. Okay, so a little bit of growth from some of the good guys like Williamson and Sharp, but I wish there was more growth from more of the guys like Halliburton and Grady Dick and all those guys. But we didn't get that. So we will see what kind of players we can get in this year's draft. What kind of draft picks do I have this year? I think I have a good amount, right? Let me check. Future draft picks. Okay, we only have our own pick. I could have sworn that I made some trades for that. Might have been earlier in the series. So if we go to our game plan here and we adjust the lineup, it's Halliburton, Sharp, Thompson, Zion, and Jokic. Starting five with Ayton, Kuminga, Grady Dick, Wayne Neely, Swift, Thibault, Dream Lawson. We probably need Dream Lawson to get some playtime, so we're going to take the minutes away from Thibault and give them to Dream Lawson. And Wayne Neely probably doesn't need to get any playtime either. Because we have Grady Dick. He at least doesn't need to get this much playtime. I think Dream Lawson and Swift need a little bit more minutes. Grady Dick probably needs a little bit more. I think I'm okay with that. We'll see how we play. I don't know. The team is good, but it's not great. But we are coming off of a championship. I will load in a new draft class, custom draft class, for Season 4. But it looks like that's going to be the end of the episode. I don't know how it's going to go. I think that was a decent offseason. We didn't really do anything in the offseason. We kind of just brought back guys. That's basically all we did. We didn't make a move for Anthony Edwards because I don't think we can. We don't either have the money or we don't have the players that they would want back in return. Yeah, if I go over the trade finder, we don't even have anybody on the team that they would want in return. So kind of unfortunate, but hey, that's the name of the game sometimes. We could trade for Darius Garland and Walker Kessler if we give up Thompson, Kuminga, and DeAndre Ayton. I'm not going to do that, but Anthony Edwards is my white whale. He's the guy that I want on this team. I think he finishes off the puzzle. He's the finishing piece to the dynasty that we're trying to build here, but at some point we'll get him. It's not going to be right now, though. If you enjoyed the episode, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club. Thank you so much for stopping by and watch. I truly appreciate it. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.